What's up, guys? This is TVae. I'm your host, John Gramer, and in today's episode, I'll be going over my recap of Week 2. Start with the two key false starts on the Cardinals' first drive. Remember, in our last game, the Vikings committed 10 penalties in the first half, maybe more, but I can't quite remember. And then Arizona gets two false starts on their first drive. Both of them were on third down. They started at 3rd and 6. It got to 3rd and 16, which eventually they couldn't convert, and then they gave the ball to us. Of course, we had to punt too. They tied it up 7-7, but those two false starts could have easily slightly changed the momentum, because could be they tied up on their first drive, we can't score, and then the next drive they actually score again and then take the lead 7-14. Another thing, KJ Osborn is continuing to dominate. Last week, you guys remember me saying I was wrong about KJ Osborn. He actually was pretty good, but I also thought maybe this is just a fluke and he's not actually that good. And then this week he continues to do great. First of all, he scored the first touchdown of the game. He was wide open. And then also he had those two big catches late in the game, one to convert on 3rd and 7. And then, I forgot to say, I have a lot of points to talk about. So I'm going to try to make them quick because I have to keep the video less than 15 minutes. Though my last video was actually 15 minutes, 1 second, and it still went through. I'm still going to try to keep it under 15 minutes. And then Dalvin finally starts cooking. In the first half, he was going off. He actually was finally getting into his rhythm, even though, as I said, the Cardinals have Chandler Jones, and I actually forgot until I started watching the game that they have J.J. Watt now. And then, of course, I thought if we eventually would actually try to cover for both of them, the rest of their D-line or box 7 would get to us, and that clearly didn't happen because Dalvin Cook kept on running efficiently. Now, AJ Green has been looking like AJ Green. This is now something I'm happy about because, of course, that caused the Vikings to eventually lose because without AJ Green, they wouldn't have gotten some big plays that he got for them. Like that one time that it was on a screenplay, he caught it, just stiff-armed Bashad Breeland, ran right around him, but that's because he's like 6'4" and he's big and strong. But he's not actually a physical wide receiver. But, I mean, it's nice to know that a former elite wide receiver is still doing good because over the past couple years, he's just gone completely quiet, and Tyler Boyd has got more of the spotlight, but Tyler Boyd, he's a good receiver, but he has not taken it over the way a next number one receiver should, which caused the Bengals to be really irrelevant, but now AJ Green looking like AJ Green. And then every Vikings wide receiver scored a touchdown in the first half. Of course, KJ Osborn gets the first touchdown, then Adam Thielen gets one, and then Kirk Cousins had to go him out of the pocket. What looked like he was just throwing it away. First of all, I could instantly tell he wasn't throwing it out of bounds, so he had to be throwing towards someone. And then Jay Jettas comes in, catches the ball, so all three of the Vikings starting wide receivers caught a touchdown in the first half. So it would already be good if two of them caught a touchdown in the first half, but no, all three in the first half caught a touchdown. And then, of course, this is something I was a little worried about. The Vikings let the Cardinals catch up from down 20-7 in the first half. This was in the first half, unlike last game when the Vikings actually had to catch up, mostly in the fourth quarter against the Bengals. We went on the 17-3 run to go from 21-7 to 24-24. The Cardinals just scored 2 unanswered touchdowns and went up 21-20. No, it wasn't at the half because then we both scored kicked a field goal to make it 24-23 at the half. But yeah, we were getting a lot of momentum, but I was still thinking, gosh, the Vikings are probably going to give this up like they do. And it reminded me how back in it might have been 2018. Yeah, it had to be, because that was still when my family was skiing. We were up 14-0, but then the Cowboys just scored 2 touchdowns on us. One I specifically remember being to Michael Gallup. I remember that game so vividly. That was also when Kyle Rudolph mossed one of the Cowboys defenders to get a 2-point conversion, which was sick. I think he also caught I also think he caught a touchdown one-handed that game, or something like that. And then Kyler Murray throwing 2 interceptions in the third quarter, one to Nick Vigil to open up the third quarter, already big, because then that gave us a 30-24 lead, which they would score a touchdown again later to take back the lead. And then later, it was like, at least like to me, that we weren't able to stop the Cardinals, and then he throws a deep ball that gets picked off by Xavier Woods. Gosh, every time I say that name, I feel like I'm about to say Xavier Woods, because the R and W sounds kind of similar. Yeah, so Nick Vigil's early second half pick 6. It was a pick 6, which is what gave us the lead. And then Xavier Woods gets an interception, which I'm pretty sure we actually no. Then it looked like we were going to have to punt the ball away, which kind of sucked, because you want to be able to capitalize off of a turnover. Then the Cardinals get a roughing the kicker, which then kept us on the field, and it led to Greg Joseph's 52-yard field goal to take the lead. And then we led 33-31. That was early in the fourth quarter. It was like one of the first plays in the fourth quarter. And then, gosh, D.D. Westbrook on the punt return. First of all, after seeing it, I thought he should have just let it bounce, because it was inside the 10. I feel like he should have just let it bounce and hopefully go into the end zone. But then again, you know how those kicks go. They could land an inch away from the goal line, and they'd still just bounce straight up. Of course, unless you're the Patriots, in which it would just go back in the end zone, because the Patriots always get their way. At least with Tom Brady, they would. He gets tackled at the 2-yard line on the fourth quarter punt return, followed by a false start, which set us up at the 1. But then Chris Boyd gets a great special teams tackle. Oh, I forgot to put in the script that we got a pass to Justin Jefferson, I think it was, which put us at the 8. Then we still couldn't get the first down during that series. Then Chris Boyd comes, we have to punt it. Chris Boyd gets a big special teams tackle. The Cardinals returner gets it, starting to run. Then Chris Boyd just pounds him and then stops the punt right there, which was a great tackle. And the Vikings, we had them at 4th and 5, and we gave up. Not only did we give up a first down, but it put them inside the 10-yard line. And whoops, never mind. My computer went kind of dark. Yeah, I put the Kyler Murray passed it to Christian Kirk to put them inside the Vikings 10-yard line, but we still held them to a field goal, which was nice, which put them up 34-33. Then 2 big plays with under 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. One was Alexander Mattison 17-yard catch and run on a screen, which he should have went out of bounds, but instead he just gains 5 more yards and keeps the clock going. And then KJ Osborn. First of all, he had one good catch. I say good catch because he caught it, but then he got hit hard and still held on. And then he catches it again to convert on fourth down. Then you know the rest. Greg Joseph misses a 37-yard field goal, which I was shocked because last week he made a 53-yarder to tie the game up. This week we're down by 1. He needs a 37-yard field goal. The weird thing is, I'm writing the script, so I'm in my room. I'm watching it on my phone instead of on the TV downstairs, and for some reason in the fantasy app it's a long delay. So my brother texted me right before the play actually went through on my phone, and instantly I was like, no, because I knew we probably missed it. But it was pretty close. It was a pretty close miss. It was just right outside the goalpost, so I was hoping maybe it actually went right over the goalpost, kind of like when Justin Tucker was a rookie, and it was during 2012, so it was during the replacement refs time, the replacement refs era, and he could like right over the goalpost, and of course, and remember, if the ball goes over the goalpost, it's good, but of course there was no like definitive angle that could tell you whether or not it actually did make it. It looked like it might have gone over the goalpost, but in certain angles, it actually looked like it went just outside and missed. I was hoping it was similar to Greg Joseph, where they would look at the review, and actually overturn it. But yeah, after we missed it, I chucked my hand on the floor, turned off my phone. Then I tried going back into the game to see if they would actually review and overturn it, and the game wasn't even on. And that really sucked. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, turn on the notification bell. Always remember, the Packers will always suck, and Skol Vikings.